That's right. Welcome back to the Puck Drop Podcast. I'm Cole, the NHL Music Man Chapman, and we are here with Ed from Five Wise Vodka, Ogden's own distillery to be exact, who this episode is brought to you by. How's it going, Ed?
We're good. How you doing?
We met you at the beer bar watch party that we had.
Yeah.
Just got shooting the and just had a good old time and got talking. And
that's what those things are for.
Turns out that the Ogden's own distillery is major hockey fans.
Oh, yeah.
Major hockey fans. So
from the top down.
Yep.
Quite a few of us have played.
Yeah.
Well, two of us.
How long have you played for?
So I was around it from a young childhood, One of my best friends played, awesome defenseman. And he got me playing in high school for a couple years. And dude, I mean, even just being around the sport, it gets into your blood.
Oh, yeah.
And
just, I mean, I was around it not playing, and it got in my blood, from the entertainment aspect and music. I did the music for the Grizzlies. I feel like I'm beating the dead horse.
I think you were talking about it on one of the previous episodes of everybody that's going to the Utah Hockey Club, even if you're sitting upper, deck. Everybody's coming out of there. Man, this is so fast. Yeah. You sit down, you sit low, and you're like,
"Oh, dude, you can't even keep track of what's going on."
Yeah, no, TV doesn't do it justice. But
no, oh, for sure.
Yeah, I played for a couple years. I was not good.
Yeah,
I will never say that I was good.
I will probably never say that. Also, so
I was a tall guy on skates. And in fact, I think my first assist. I was pinned up against the boards, guy stick in my back, and I flipped it out behind me. And one of our forwards came in, took it, and scored on it. And he was like,
and you got a point. You got the assist. Nice.
Assist, so, hey, I'm okay.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And that's, part of hockey.
Yep.
Sometimes it just, the puck bounces the right way, and there it goes. Yeah. You got yourself a point.
But, our president at Ogden's Zone, Dean, played in Canada.
Yeah, so he's very big into it, right?
Yeah.
So let's hear about him a little bit. So Dean, he's the owner?
He's the president.
The president?
And
okay.
And one of the he was one of the original investors and founders as well. And that. So I mean he played in Canada, has continued on, and one of our good friends, Jay, they actually played together. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they played in high school or college or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But at some level, they played. But yeah, he's a diehard hockey fan. So he and I will make hockey references, and everybody else in the office is like,
"What?
What is that?"
There's a lot of slang that comes with hockey.
Yeah, there's a lot of slang,
and if you know, type of thing.
Yeah,
I'm still learning half of it.
We all understand it, but whatever.
Yeah. So, Ed, Five Wise Vodka. Quick little introduction there to you and what this episode is going to be about. But I also want to shout out Hockey Stops up in Ogden.
Yeah.
They're our bread and butter. They're the one-stop hockey shop. Hey, do you know Corey at Hockey Stops?
No, I have not met him.
So we need to introduce you guys, definitely.
Well, they were at that first watch party that we did, and I, but me and names sometimes, Yeah.
I need to write it down on paper to be able to remember somebody's name.
Yeah, right.
It takes me way too long.
I caught a few too many pucks in the head or something,
So how long have you been with Five Wives? And so what is your role at Five Wives?
I am I'm a national salesman.
Okay.
And that, so, I'm in the market.
Yeah.
Doing the events.
Relationship market.
Pretty much.
I mean,
that's what it is.
That's probably part of the big success is hiring Ed to be the lead salesman, right?
I agree. Well,
I think you could get along with probably anybody.
I don't think you've met Adam yet, but you will here soon. He's got a big, beautiful red beard. We were actually teasing him the other day that he looks like spicy tuna.
Yeah.
And he does.
Yeah. Just a lot of bearded boys over at Ogden's Zone.
Yeah.
Your beard might be a little bit better than Destin's. That's one of the things that we...
I just took 3 inches off of it.
It looks great. It looks like you just got it groomed and everything. Did. Oh, yeah. Got to look good for the Puck Drop podcast, right?
Oh, that's why I did it.
Yeah.
That and I was looking homeless.
Yeah. So...
I've been around it because I've known the guys, for a very long time. Ogden's Own Distillery started in 2009.
Okay. Year I graduated. Good year. Great year.
There you go. 2009.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You guys.
I know
heavens,
it. I know it.
That discussion off and then Underground Herbal Spirit was the first product.
Was
that they
it
did.
really?
Yeah,
okay, so that's why I
one.
remember drinking Underground at house parties, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember my first introduction to Underground. Like literally, because Jaeger was such a big thing.
Right.
It was such a huge thing with my age group and my generation. And then Underground came out, and I remember like being at a house party and somebody pulled it out. It was like, yeah, it's just like Jaeger, but it's like it almost has like a little bit of a bubble to it. Is it?
No, so I mean, Underground is an herbal spirit. It started out as an absinthe, and then go to market and all that. You had the all the other herbs and spices in it, and it's a phenomenal product. Less sugar, more alcohol than Jaeger. Doesn't coat the palate. Yeah. One thing
and you guys are big in the no sugar, not no sugar, but
the high fructose and all of that. Yeah. Like, when we're talking the flavors and the whiskeys and that, it's all with cane sugar. It's not with the other nasty lingering stuff off of that. But we're really big on that one. We're bigger on the flavors. But, Underground was one of those things when it first came out. I was crazy about it.
I mean, it took off for sure.
I mean, I drink it with ginger ale.
Yeah.
All the time, tastes like an old-fashioned root beer. I love it.
I could see those mixing.
Yeah. And then in 2011, by White Vodka came about.
Okay.
And
let's hear. So before let's cheers your cocktail that we got over here. Cheers to that. What's in this one?
So this is a spicy mango margarita. Made with our one of the two newest vodkas that we have. We released a spicy tamarind vodka this year, or last year, last year.
How is it in a Bloody Mary? Because
it's phenomenal.
I was going to say,
it's phenomenal.
Because I've had like a peppered vodka in a Bloody Mary, and it made that Bloody Mary just so much better. Much better. But
this one's a mild spice, so it's not going to coat your palate. You're noticing, you get a little bit of the tingle, but then it dissipates. It's gone.
And so what I don't know, what product, what food, what pepper, if you will, did you use to make the spice?
Well, I didn't use it. Steve Garibaldi and everybody else designed this stuff. I just sip it, taste it. And
do you know the science behind that specifically?
I know some of the sciences off of that, but I don't get into the tastings. I'll taste it and give my opinion on stuff, as we all do. When you're working on a new product, it's really a team effort. Everybody's like, "Ooh, this is good." And there's some of them that they come back with, and what is that?
Can you invite me to the next one?
Yeah, no, you need to.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, we need to get up, do sampling and all of that. Yeah. And but no, I love this one with the tamarind. Tamarind to me has a little bit of that sweet and sour on the back end type, but it's just a good mild little spice there. So
and that mixer honestly is and those mixers are at the liquor store. You said,
you can get them in the stores.
Oh, really?
They're just the little cube mixers. Oh, I like those.
Yeah, they're great.
I use them I'll throw them in my blend jet and make frozen ones while I'm sitting out in line at a concert or something,
Yeah. So speaking of concerts, I got to bring up your bar that you guys have up in Ogden. It's called the Sidebar.
Yeah.
Check it out. Kind of a little hidden gem. It's in the new I forget what they called that area, but
not living in Ogden, I always call it the old Stockyards, but it's down on B Street down there. Yeah. And just across from Roosters.
Yep.
But we've got an awesome amphitheater that in the spring, summertime, we do a music series.
Yes.
Down there.
Look for episodes there this summer because that's just got to happen. Oh,
yeah.
Live events.
Live events. I mean, we've had a lot of people. We had a wedding there last year. Someone rented it out for that.
And so is it like, so I haven't seen this amphitheater. Is it like actually
it's tiered. It's got the tiered,
really?
Steps down like 3 or 4 and then got the nice stage area. And
wow.
We'll throw the canopies and the lights and the sound system up and have bands of all type and
cool.
Come up and play it.
And that bar alone is beautiful. I mean, you guys distill out of that, correct? Is that the right word? Am I using that right? Distill?
Yeah, all of our stuff is done there. Yeah. And in that facility. Yeah. It's a nice 32,000 square foot facility, which is a far cry from where we originally started there in Ogden, just off of Grant.
Okay.
That looked like a little tough shed.
Yeah.
Really.
Hey, man, those are the best stories.
I know, right?
Entrepreneurs, those are the best stories, man.
Building it.
Yeah.
Building it.
Yep.
And so, we have a really good time. I worked the door last Friday at the bar. We were a little short staffed, so I got to sit there and scan people's ID.
Yeah. Hey, whatever it takes, right?
Hey, it was a blast.
No, it is a beautiful place. I think we've got some shots of it we'll put up in this episode, but beautiful, beautiful bar.
And that's your craft cocktail type of bar.
Yeah.
On that one.
Mixologists are behind the bar. They, I think when we went to meet you there, I was like, I like just telling bartenders that I know that they know what they're doing, I like to just tell them to surprise me, make me something based on your professionalism, your experience, and make me something awesome.
Now, here's something with that one, because myself bartending back in the day off of this, I love the surprise guys, but it's always like, if you're going to do that to a bartender, give them some information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like something sweet.
Right.
I want something smoky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I usually do. I
Always
usually
give
do,
them that, because if not,
yeah, it's like, you don't know what.
Suck it up. If you got something
and if you don't like it, that's your problem. Yeah. So my favorites are, I like smoky. I like smoked whiskeys, especially when they introduce, like, they actually burn the wood there in front of you and everything. Those are my favorite. And then anything that has like a velvety texture, like egg white, anything with egg white, almost, you just kind of can't go wrong.
I had the best underground cocktail the other night at one of the local bars. It was underground with the coconut cream, a white Brazilian rum, and lime zest on the top of it.
Yes.
The creaminess.
That sounds amazing.
The zestiness, the underground with all of those flavors.
And I didn't even know what lime zest was until I met my wife. Shout out to my wife, but she loves to cook. And now I'm like, any drink that has like zest on top of it, lemon, lime, whatever, orange. Like that's just a cherry on top, type of thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you?
Yeah.
Use underground.
Yeah.
Like
I'll have to try
of an ounce of underground with whatever else you're throwing on the top. I mean, we have our Porter's Rye that I usually use. You don't even need to do an orange or anything. It's got all of it. We'll do something.
So let's talk about the Five Wives brand. I think that's kind of like
that's our biggest brand.
That's your biggest brand.
That's the one that everybody knows us as.
Yeah. So let's hear. So I got one question real quick. So Five Wives and Five Husbands, is there a difference in that liquor, or is it just like a different label, different brand?
It's a different label. It's a special, bottle for that. On that for what we've done.
But same vodka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that.
Because I heard somebody talking about it in the liquor store.
Yeah. Well,
they're like, I love their Five Husbands. And I'm like, I think they're the same thing.
Yeah. But I mean, it is, but it isn't, because of the filling behind the bottle and what we've done with that and the press and all of that. You know what I mean? It's. I'm a big fan of the Husbands and where it's been and what it's done and all of that and everything for the community. So I do love it. I know you just grabbed a bottle the other day, but but Five Wives is the thing that we're known for. And that's our biggest brand is the vodka. We have the whiskeys and the gin as well in underground, but 2011 it kicked off with that. A couple years after that, we released the flavored vodkas. Which got really big there, still is very big.
Yeah, But what's the story? I think you told us the story about
the pitcher.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So the pitcher of Five Wives vodka. Yeah. I know if you live in Utah or surrounding states for sure, like Five Wives vodka and it by the label. Yeah. So let's hear about where this came from.
So this, I mean, you look at it here, you can see it on the cups and that, but you've all seen the bottle. This is the Sisters Barrison. They were a vaudeville act. Kind of, everybody knows vaudeville. It was, the clean dancing, all of that. But they were a little bit, they were from Europe, did a tour in New York, Chicago, Northeast areas off of this. But they were known for a little bit more of a racier vaudeville type of act.
All right.
They used to sing a song. They coined the P word.
Okay.
And that. And would you
little risque?
Yeah, little
if
risque.
you will.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
In fact, if you ever look back and look at some of the articles that were written about them, everybody hated them. They talked about how risque they were and all of that. But they used to sing a song about do you want to see my and in them it was a fun play on words, double entendre and that. But they would lift their skirts up at the end of that song, and they had kittens.
Yeah.
Sewn into their dresses. So,
and that's where that slang originated from.
Well, from stories that I've read and like the history of curse words and that, that's where I hear that it,
really?
I've read
Interesting.
that's where that word has really gained its prominence is from them.
Yeah.
And that type of influence, which I laugh about.
Yeah, no, love it.
It's an awesome picture in that.
Yeah,
and they actually were all sisters.
Yeah. And you guys did like you guys reenacted, or you did like you got a bunch of women and that wanted to redo the photo shoot, right?
Yep.
And you guys did that. You got it hanging up in your offices and whatnot.
We've had different friends of the brand and that dress up in those dresses, and we used to go to different remotes and we'd have the wives with us and just have some fun.
Yeah.
And that, but yeah.
So with the Utah culture, if you will, the Utah culture that wouldn't drink your product, has there been, a lot of major backlash?
No.
Or anything?
I don't think so in Utah, because, if there's one thing that Utahns, to me, being born here, moving away, and then always coming back to Utah, Utahns can make fun of our history.
Yeah.
And we understand it. And that actually, I think the biggest pushback of Five Wives Vodka was the state just to the north of us there is Idaho.
Oh, really?
And shortly after we released it, they actually pulled it from the shelves.
Oh.
And said it was offensive to a certain segment of their population.
A segment that shouldn't be in the liquor store.
Right? So I think that's where, and that actually made, that was good press.
For sure.
Utah liquor getting banned from another state. We had cool shirts at that time made up with the ladies behind gel bars. And it was like free
nice. Yeah.
So it was awesome. But yeah, I think that's where the biggest pushback is. I've never really, in fact, when I drive the Sprinter van around and I get people honking and waving at me all the time. And
That's what I was kind of wondering because you're driving that around. And, Love it. Love it.
Mostly the truck drivers asking me if I have samples.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I do. You ever see me in the van, don't ask for a sample. I don't have any.
That's good.
But no, I've never really gotten a lot of pushback in Utah.
Cool.
In that.
So what, so I noticed you mentioned something about the Five Husbands and what it's done for the community and whatnot. Yeah. Care to share?
In the past off of that, like this last year's bottle has people that have worked at the distillery are all on it. But in the past we've had, members of the LGBTQ community on there and, proceeds have gone to different things and that, and just celebrating.
Yeah.
The one thing that Ogden's Own has always done is kind of poked fun at our Utah history and some of those things, but it's always been in jesting and fun and just look, just have a good time.
Just have fun.
It,
Yeah.
And that, and just to bring some awareness to some of our history. You look at the whiskeys, it's porter. It's Porter Rockwell.
Yeah.
If you've read anything on him, the Destroying Angel, the bodyguards of the church.
So I got to ask with the Utah Hockey Club and the Utah Outlaws potentially being a name, Butch Cassidy, you going to come up with anything along those lines or?
No, it's all Porter. Come on, man. Butch who? Butch who? Who was it? I had this conversation not too long ago. Somebody was bringing up, well, the real Utah Outlaw is Butch Cassidy. I'm like, not in my world.
Yeah. Is Porter Rockwell?
I'm like, Porter Rockwell.
Yeah.
You think about it. He was the bodyguard for Joseph Smith, lived in Palmyra. want to say next door to him off of that, but then came out with Brigham Young and then was the first territorial sheriff, had a brewery in Draper.
Wow.
And that,
all right. You're this is all news to me.
Yeah.
I've heard the name. I know the name very well, but I didn't know, that history
some
side of it. Yeah.
Say he killed a lot of people, but he's got the history. He came across, he was here.
Yeah.
So.
Well, me and my wife are actually finishing up that Netflix series.
Oh yeah,
of the what's it called?
Oh, I started it and then I can't even think of what it was, but
dude,
but that has
so
the
bad
guy
with
that's
memory.
Butch in it. Though. Yeah. There's no Porter in that, and then they go down to the massacre. Don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're on the last episode, but
yeah,
entertaining for sure.
I got a couple.
I'm sure some of the facts about it are probably stretched a bit, but yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I started watching that and then got hung up on watching the first season of Night Agent, and now I'm on to Paradise.
There you go. But you just reminded me of that big time, so I was like, yeah. It's a good show.
That's we were talking about my beard. I've had my beard much larger.
Yeah,
and back in the day. I dress up as Porter.
Oh yeah,
and go out to events and do different things.
That'd be awesome. We'll have to get Destin to do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. Get your beard going. If you can't tell, he's sitting over there.
Yeah. So, all right, we've got about 9 minutes left, so we haven't hounded enough about hockey. We've got your history, so we're gonna do a fun episode at the sidebar. I wanna shout out the sidebar as much as possible. Yeah. To touch
Wednesday through Sundays. Yeah. They're open.
Yeah, and they've got live music. They've got fun nights. They do. I mean, when we were there last, they were doing a book reading night. You want to go read books with a bunch of other people and have a cocktail. They do all these fun things. So it is a bit hidden in Ogden. That's why I want to help push it. So people are aware that it's there, but amazing bar. Go check it out. Definitely some fun stuff in the summer.
Go say hi to Rue.
Yep.
Tell her that Ed said to say hi.
Yeah.
It won't get you anything.
Yeah. And they're always at our watch parties. Giving away like a lot of the prizes that we raffle off and everything. That's a bulk of them are coming from the Five Wives. So Ogden Zone. But
we have a good time with that.
So Utah Hockey Club, man, let's hear it. What was where were you sitting and what time of day was it when you first heard that we were getting an NHL team?
So I was actually at a concert at USANA.
All right. What concert?
I don't know.
All right.
I was trying to think of that today and I was like, what concert was it?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember, but I got a text saying, hey, there's going to be an announcement tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I remember tearing up.
Nice.
I just stood up. I was tearing up. I was like, and I remember turning to my wife and my buddies that were there and was like, it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got up and I walked over to the bar because I'm like, I got to have a shot. Because, being around hockey, once you're around it, it's in your blood. And that was always a dream, is to have a team here. I grew up watching the Golden Eagles.
Yeah.
I think I sent you a picture of my old Golden Eagle puck.
Yeah.
Like a week ago or whatnot. I'm like, look what I found. And
he wasn't in town to get Theo Fleury's signature on it.
I was so mad. But I was fishing.
Yeah. He was fishing.
But, I was so mad about that.
Yeah.
Are you going to come meet him? Leave me alone. And that, but.
Check that out. Got a little Salt Lake Golden Eagle machined puck there.
Yeah, well, that's going home.
Yeah,
and
it's all yours.
But so, just hearing that we were going to get a team and how quickly, it came about, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
The atmosphere there is great.
It's incredible. And you were a little late on going to your first game.
I was a little late.
You text me like a third of the way through the season.
Look, I'm working.
I'm like,
here,
Ed, what have you been doing, man?
Look, when everybody else is playing, I'm usually working. Okay.
Yeah. Respect.
With the industry, but so I did. I got a parking ticket that night too. I was so mad.
Me and Destin actually lucked out, and I should have gotten a parking ticket, and we didn't. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I got one. But no, and when we sat first row, upper bowl, had great, right behind the net, watched it. My buddy Brian took me.
Yeah.
Thanks, McComey. And I love it, and I'm going to continue going no
Absolutely.
matter what. I mean, it's,
But the NHL is here, man.
Oh, it's
here, and it's.
Well, we have such a good history of hockey. We have so many good hockey teams here that I hope this stems and people are going out and, go to Grizzlies games, go to Mustang games, go to, just
absolutely
go see the rest of the products that are available here in the state as well. Because
it's good.
Awesome
it's
teams.
good. And it's been good for a long time, So,
I mean, the Grizzlies did the greatest jersey. I'm a big fisherman.
Yeah.
Okay. So, last weekend when they were playing the Steelheads and they did the fisherman jerseys that looked like the fishing vest,
Just
and then they had the green pants on and everything looked like the Raiders. And we were playing Idaho. Come on.
Yeah.
Amazing marketing right there.
Yep. Idaho Steelheads, they're the rivals, it's, and they ended up winning in overtime, I believe.
Yeah.
I think I remember reading, but
so no,
those jerseys were awesome. Hopefully we can find them. Because you called me and you're like, dude, I'm gonna go check out the merch store and see
only
if they're
open like 3 days a week. Like seriously, 3 days a week for 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I've got somebody I can text and see if they're available, because you still don't know if they're available, right?
No, I haven't seen if they are.
Okay,
100%.
We'll figure that out. But they do actually have some other jerseys. I was telling you about them.
Yeah.
But the color schemes that the Utah Grizzlies are doing lately are epic, man. They have like a cream, like almost the color of my pants jersey.
Yeah.
And then it just has a big old green G on it.
That's cool.
And it is very clean looking. It's actually probably my favorite Grizzlies jersey I've ever seen.
So here's a question for you. Talking Utah Hockey Club. What's your name that you're thinking of? Because I know what I want. I'm partial to the Outlaws.
With what's left, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know anymore.
Right.
I'm like, I've gone back and forth on them so many times. One thing I will say from an entertainment aspect of what can be done with the Outlaws is tenfold compared to what you can do with a Mammoth. Now, so here's the things I like with the Outlaws. You've got the sounds, all the different sound effects that are associated with Outlaw and the West and country and whatnot.
Right.
Fantastic sound effects. Dressing up, the jerseys could be cool. I'm not a fan of any of the logos that they've put out. Hate them all, to be honest. Love the names, hate the logos. So that's kind of like why I'm like a back and forth type of thing.
Yeah.
But you've got the shootout.
Right.
The shootout, the jail cell could be the penalty box, And me and Destin have talked about this. Yeah, there's actually, we have like a list of like probably almost 10 things that are like, yeah, that would work
between
very well.
each one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mammoth I like because I just like that creature, I like what it represents of the Ice Age and everything and whatnot. And, ice, obviously. We're hockey, ice age, put it all together. But imagine the fur coats that you could rock around the Delta Center. Those would be epic. So,
I'm liking where you're going, man.
So it's like there's a lot of different things where I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I won't be mad either way.
No.
I'll be very, very happy with whatever we got. But
yeah.
Ed, we've got like a minute left. It's been fantastic having you.
Man.
We're gonna go up to the sidebar at Ogden. We've been sharing their posts. I shared a bunch of posts on our stories today. Go check them out.
Come up and do a tasting.
Yeah, go up and do a tasting. If you see Ed, checking IDs, make sure you give him a hard time.
You see me in the van, honk, wave, say hi.
But it's been great, man. Thanks for coming on, and
Anytime.
we'll see you up in Ogden.
Heck yeah.
This has been the Puck Drop Podcast. We'll see you next time. Cheers, Ed.
Cheers.